What's up, guys? Last night I watched the UFC 229 press conference, McGregor and Khabib. First of all, I'm a huge McGregor fan. I'm rooting for McGregor, even though that's all he does is talk. I get that. It's a selling point. That's all it is. It's to sell the fight. He ran his mouth a lot. Hopefully he can back it up. Khabib's a beast, but I think when all you do is single leg takedowns and you just hold people against the cage so they can't hit you, I think that's a boring fight, and I don't like Khabib for that fact. Another point about Khabib I wanted to make was, in my opinion, it's arguable, but in my opinion, he doesn't fight top tier guys. The last two guys he fought, I think, was Al LaQuinta and Michael Johnson. Those are guys are all right, but they're not like amazing fighters, you know. They're not Jose Aldo, they're not Eddie Alvarez, Chad Mendez, these world-class wrestlers, these champions, you know. McGregor has fought those guys. He's fought top-tier guys. He's an amazing fighter. If you can get past his cocky, arrogant attitude, he's an amazing fighter. That's why I like him. He's incredible. Very smooth fighter. But the press conference had me fucked up. First of all, he looked like Grimace. McGregor looked like fucking Grimace from McDonald's coming out in that purple suit. That was tacky as fuck. His fashion sense is ridiculous. I mean, I get that, you know, he's got millions of dollars, whatever, but he dresses like a jackass. I'm just gonna be honest. It is what it is. And he was entertaining, but at the same time, while I was watching it, I noticed all he did really was promote his whiskey, his new whiskey brand, Proper 12, which, if he wins, I'm going to try on my channel. I think that would be cool, you know, take a couple shots, try it. But he made a point that McGregor Promotions and Sports Entertainment, that logo is going to be on the canvas that night. So is Proper 12. If McGregor gets beat up, if he gets thrown to the mat, if he gets fucked up and loses this fight, he's going to be laying right next to those brand names on the canvas. That hit me. I was like, if you're going to talk like some major shit like he did, you've got to back it up. Because if he did all that in that purple ass fruity suit he wore, and then turns around and gets his ass kicked with all of his brands all over the canvas, like, that's not gonna look good. I'm a huge McGregor fan, but I wouldn't want to see any more fights after this one if he loses this one, because it's like, I'll give you a pass because of Mayweather. The Mayweather fight, I'll give him a pass because, you know, Mayweather's one of the best boxers of our generation. I totally get that. I don't necessarily like the guy, but he's a good boxer. It's wonderful. He's, you know, 50-0. 51-0. I think it's 50-0, 51-0. I don't know. I don't care. But, you know, McGregor held in 11 rounds. He would spin him around, hammer fist the back of his head. That was kind of stupid. But I don't feel like that counts in McGregor's legacy. I feel like that was just a smart business move on his part to set him up. He's set for life because of that fight. But when you come in and you say, you know, one of the things that made me laugh really hard about the press conference was McGregor's attitude. Like, Dana White was laughing, but he was nervous, okay? McGregor got some glasses and poured some of the whiskey in the glasses, and he gave Dana White, he toasted Dana White. He tried to give one to Khabib. Khabib said he don't drink. I didn't think they drank during training, and that's kind of why I'm iffy about this fight, because I don't think McGregor's focused anymore on his legacy. I think he's made too much money. He's too far gone. I still like him. I'm still rooting for him, but only for the simple fact that I don't like Khabib. Khabib's a boring fighter. You know, 26-0 is impressive, but you haven't fought championship fighters. You haven't fought top-tier guys. Think back to when McGregor fought Aldo. McGregor fought Jose Aldo. He didn't beat his ass. He didn't, like, you know, he didn't tear him up. But he knocked him out in, what was it, less than a minute? Maybe a little over a minute. Like, it was in the first round. Jose Aldo went 10 years undefeated up until that point. I get a lot of shit for being a McGregor fan, but I've paid attention to his fights. That little dude can fight. He don't just talk. He'll kick your fucking ass. He don't care. That's why I like McGregor. He talks, but he backs it up. But again, my point with his brands on the canvas, if he gets his ass kicked and loses this fight, they're going to get a picture of him fucked up or bloody right next to his brand names. The McGregor Promotions, the Proper 12 whiskey. Which, actually, I thought about it, and Proper 12 is actually a pretty good name, because I was like, why did he call it Proper 12? And then I remembered when he fought Mayweather, he had the interview afterwards where he said, I'd like to go a Proper 12 with him. And I don't know who the hell told him that that would be a good idea. Let's name your whiskey Proper 12. It's kind of corny. But I'm still rooting for McGregor, even though he looked like a goofball coming out. And another point, while it's on the top of my head, another point that I wanted to make is that I was sticking up for the bus incident. The bus incident that happened in New York. Everybody said that was fake to sell the fight. And I said, no, you know, shit like this happens. That was real. You know, and then I started watching that press conference last night. And I remember right after the incident in New York happened, Dana White did an interview and he said, we're disgusted. The UFC's disgusted. Everybody's relationship's messed up with him now because he fucked up. He injured people. We're just all disgusted. What he did was disgusting. He kept using that word disgusting. A couple months later, they set up the fight. Okay. We expected this. Now he's up on stage during the press conference fucking toasting his whiskey with him, like laughing at all his jokes, fucking buddy with him. I didn't understand that, and I thought about it, and I was like, fuck, maybe this shit was fake. They're not trying too hard to hide it. But I'm still rooting for McGregor. I mean, even if that bus incident was fake to set up the fight's gonna be real. You can't fake those fights those guys do. You know, you can, it's arguable, but you can't fake that shit. I've seen those dudes get hit. They get fucked up from all that. But I don't know. I watched it and I just wanted to make the point of, I thought if he gets laid out and they get a picture of him with his brand of the whiskey and his promotion company, it's gonna be kind of corny and it's gonna definitely ruin his legacy. But then I thought, what if McGregor goes in there and dominates the fuck out of Khabib, like something unexpected, and just beats the shit out of that guy? And then you've got a picture of Khabib next to the promotion and all this. McGregor would look like a badass, period. Whether you like the guy or not, dude. He's running shit. But he's running shit for a reason. He fights top tier guys. That's kind of my point. Khabib doesn't fight top tier guys. I'm not downing who he's fought. They're really good fighters too. Anybody in the UFC is a good fighter, with the exception of fucking CM Punk. But CM Punk was done with the WWE and thought he could fight. Apparently he can't. I watched that fight. I watched both of his fights. The last fight CM Punk had was garbage. Fucking garbage. That dude cannot fight. He looked like me if I were to step in there. He sucked. But, you know, he made it into the UFC, so how much shit can I talk? What am I doing? You know, I wouldn't do that, so, I mean, props for that. But I guess what I wanted to say was, I get that this isn't like, he's come out in the mink jacket, he's come out in some goofy clothes, especially with the Mayweather shit. He came out with some really goofy clothes at the Mayweather press conferences. But coming out in that purple suit with both belts, okay, and then I thought the funniest thing of the whole thing, okay, there were two parts that were so funny, and I don't know if anybody thought it was as funny as I did. One, by the second question the press was asking him, McGregor, like, ignores the question and jumps up and says, "Proper 12!" And he just promotes his whiskey. He just throws up the whiskey, "Proper 12!" And starts promoting his whiskey. I thought that was funny as hell. The funniest thing of the whole press conference, though, was when he, at the end, after the face-off, right? He fucking, everybody leaves, and he pushes Dana White out of the way. He says, "Move. I want to take a picture with my belts. I want to get a pose." That made me laugh so fucking hard. I was like, Dana White doesn't run shit when it comes to Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor knows his worth. He just shoved him out of the way. I'm going to get a pose real quick. Like, I'm on the fence because I feel like he's getting a little too cocky. But he's always been that way. McGregor's been that way since he started. Go look at his older fights. Dustin Poirier. Even with Nate Diaz, man. Even after he lost to Nate Diaz choked him out. He was humble. He said he did better than I did. He used his energy better. By the second fight, Conor was knocking Nate Diaz on his ass. Like, Conor got he got a feel for his fighting style. He knew what to do by the second fight. You know, a list of people that McGregor has fought, to me, in my opinion, are so much better than the people that Khabib has fought. But it's a fight. It's 50-50 no matter what. I've seen Khabib toss people. I've seen McGregor knock people out. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But if he wins, I'm going to try. I might do it anyway. I don't know. I'm going to sample his Proper 12 on this channel. I'm not a big drinker, but I'll try it. You know, I'll try a little bit of it. And I also want to try Tech 9's Carabulu beer. I want to try that too. I haven't tried that yet. But yeah, you know, there was a lot of funny instances in that press conference. If you haven't seen that press conference, go check it out. It was on last night. I laughed through the whole fucking thing. Khabib's Russian and Conor's Irish, so it's kind of hard. You've got to pay attention to what they're saying. You can't really understand what they're saying. But yeah, definitely. If you haven't seen it, go back. It's definitely worth the watch. Even if whether you like those guys or not, whether you like the MMA or not, it's entertaining. It's definitely entertaining. Those dudes are funny as hell. But yeah, I'm rooting for McGregor. Hopefully he wins. If not, it is what it is. It's the fight business, you know. It's to be expected. Somebody's gonna lose. So anyway, sorry for taking up so much of you guys' time. Sorry I'm back in my truck. It seems like I'm always in my truck making a video. I know this is long. I apologize for that. I promise you I'm going to put more interesting stuff out so there's something better to watch. I'm just getting started. I started in the middle of the work week, and I've got the weekend now, so I'm going to try to figure out a couple of videos to do that are more entertaining, worth watching. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that. If you guys got anything to say about it, comment to me, let me know. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Like, subscribe. I love all you guys, and I'll catch you next time.